Now, local chief executives and MDs can no longer get away with not being digitally savvy. A new survey shows that more than 90% of companies now expect their head honchos to be up to date with the latest advances in the digital and social media space. But as the online environment becomes more critical to sustaining a successful business, the question is, are they up to it? Earlier this week, I was joined by Debbie Goodman-Bhyat, who is Chief Executive Officer of Jackhammer Executive Headhunters. Let me start off by suggesting to you that it is safe to say that most chief executives in South Africa are not digitally savvy. Do you agree with that?
Yes, I would actually. Digitally savvy can mean many things, but in terms of being very active in the online and digital space, most really are not.
Why is it important for busy people like that to actually be there? Surely they've got better things to do, like running companies.
Well, that's the reality of it, is they do actually have better things to do, but nevertheless, for some of the CEOs of big corporates who actually are engaging online, who are actually engaging directly with their customers, they're seeing some amazing fan bases come out of that consumer network, really. And so it's a way to access people in a very one-on-one way, which for those who are getting it right, they're surely seeing the results, and for those who are not there, they're missing out.
We'll talk about how to get it right in just a moment, but is it also your contention that given how social media savvy we've become, there's almost an expectation now among the client or the consumer base that the chief executive is more accessible?
Yes, I agree. I mean, these days you can access Lady Gaga and Justin Bieber, so why not the CEO of FNB or ABSA?
I was going to say, speak for yourself as far as those two are concerned, but I get the point that you're trying to say. You talk about building the fan base. I understand that, and that's a good thing. But surely they can also build an enemy base as well. There's risk attached to this.
Absolutely, and that's why it's really important to get that mix right. And for a couple of the CEOs out there who've been playing with it for a while, some have made mistakes, but there are a few that are doing really well in terms of getting that balance right of being professional and personal, accessing people in a very personal way, whilst at the same time maintaining a persona of being a CEO. And at the same time, if they get it wrong, it can be absolutely dismal and can really be quite destructive from a brand point of view.
So is this just extemporaneous thoughts that they're putting into cyberspace, or should there be a tweeting or Facebook strategy as far as a chief executive is concerned? And does that strategy differ from the broader corporate strategy who are also tweeting on behalf of the company?
My view is that there needs to be thought behind it. I think if things become too strategized and too mechanized, so that it looks as though it's not coming naturally, consumers will pick that up. Customers and people who are online are going to know that it's not the voice of the individual. They pick it up soon enough. So there needs to be thought behind it, and there is a persona that one puts out, be it in any digital or social media, and one needs to make decisions. Is it going to be a very personal space? Is it going to be a professional space? Are you going to mix it up between the two? And one can choose, but the point is, don't let it just be random. It needs to be well thought through and then followed through.
Let's dive into a couple of examples then. Michael Jordan from FNB, he's a prolific tweeter, isn't he?
He is, and he's really great at it. He's managed to get that balance right. He tweets on everything from banking to global economy to politics to his passion being wine, and he manages to make it personal and accessible, whilst at the same time he never really oversteps boundaries of maintaining a professional persona as well. There were a couple of weeks ago, there were some rumors flying around about him stepping down at some point, and he hit it head on. He tweeted and he addressed the issue, and it was very well handled.
What about Grant Patterson at Massmart? Is he in the same vein?
I wouldn't say as prolific or as as online as Michael, but he's also getting it right in a slightly different tone. He talks a lot about products at the various mass mart stores. He deals with customer complaints one-on-one. There was a woman complaining about camel rides at one of the stores on a Saturday, and he asked about it, and he said he was going to address it, and I thought that was a great way to, I mean, that's going to be a customer for life for sure.
And somebody else in conclusion that that also is very prolific and has a lot of followers, the rector of Free State University, Professor Jansen, Jonathan Jansen.
He tweets on a lot of different things, range of topics. He's got a wonderful sense of humor. He's extremely witty, and as a follower, I'm a big fan of him too.
So bottom line here is, these days, whether they like it or not, there's got to be a strategy, and a chief executive of a big organization has no choice but to be there. Is that what you're saying?
I think that they do have a choice, but they need to think it through really carefully. And if it's going to be half-hearted and a bit lame, they should probably stay away. If they can get it right, absolutely, they're going to see the impact.
Now, we are going to end this week with two new pieces of advertising work. Let's start with a confectionery icon, Beacon Allsorts. Using the long-established payoff line, the original play food, the ad plays on a fun eating experience and also experimenting with favourite colours and shapes. Now, the brand was relaunched after a television advertising break of 5 years. What do we think? Well, solid, fresh, and I guess it works for the target market. The advertising agency is TBWA Hunt Lascaris. Pepsi has unveiled its new global campaign that features the Beyonce song Grown Woman. The ad is called Mirrors, and Pepsi claims it's the perfect visual embodiment of the Live for Now brand ethos.
Embrace your past, but live for now.
Now, seriously, it doesn't matter what the brand is. Butter, motor oil, or even furniture polish. She'll sell anything, won't she? Now, tell us what you think of these two ads on our Facebook page and also on Twitter. And you can also catch my weekly column online on enca.com. Until next time, goodbye to you, and thank you for watching.